We are all well aware of the power of fake content to disrupt reality, even if the reasons for why it is so potent have remained murky. Virtual grassroots movements have coalesced around the false information that is widely available on the internet. Such groups gather in places like Facebook, Reddit, and 4chan. Even more troubling, these groups are now extending their reach into the physical world, sometimes with dire results. Take, for instance, the QAnon conspiracy movement, which seeks to expose and undermine an imaginary alliance of satanic pedophiles. It has inspired an armed assault on the Hoover Dam and the murder of the boss of the Gambino crime family. Increasing its influence, QAnon recently sent Marjorie Taylor Greene to Congress. Greene, in her words, believes that she has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take this global cabal of Satan-worshipping pedophiles out. The COVID-19 pandemic has spawned its own cottage industry of fabrications on the internet. Racist allegations that the novel coronavirus has its origin in Chinese bat soup spread in memes, and bogus cures to the disease abound. Millions of users of social media have come into contact with these ideas and believe them to be true. Historically, under conditions of uncertainty, this type of material has been generated to exploit collective fear, but it can also serve as an explanatory mechanism to relieve anxieties, making it a powerful social organizing strategy. Contrary to the popular media narrative, the problem of fake information on the internet was not merely a Trumpian invention that appeared for the first time during the 2016 presidential election. Even in the early 80s, when personal computing was still a relatively new concept, content of dubious quality and provenance was already circulating on computer networks. A key difference between that early era and now is that content creation used to take a lot more time, and the act of spreading it even longer. With rudimentary software tools and slow dial-up network connections, the enterprising fabricator had to do a lot more with less. Yet in spite of these shortcomings, information on conspiracies, the occult, UFOs, and other esoteric topics was readily available if one knew where to look. Early hoaxes traversed the globe via bulletin board systems, Usenet, and a new messaging technology called email. However, for the most part, fringe content was only able to find a small, yet fanatically devoted audience. But is the capacity for anyone to craft their own fiction always a problem? Before getting caught up in the recent hysteria surrounding disinformation, it's important to remember that false information is not always damaging. Think about jokes, satire, and mythology. Content in these forms fuels the best parts of the internet. And in the early days, these two were the building blocks of online experience. Computer hackers were one of the first groups to start toying with the control of information on the internet. While we mostly think about hackers in the context of technical exploits, their role as content creators cannot be neglected. Instead of maliciously intervening in an election or meddling in public health affairs, computer hackers were doing something far more ingenious. They were bringing into being a new culture on the internet that would have tremendous positive influence. At a fundamental level, fake stuff is interesting to everyone, and always has been. Creative motivations coming together to form an intricate tapestry of ideas is a hallmark of culture generation. Fantasies distract us from our mundane lives and can even confer on us meaning. Yet, there can be no doubt that there is a tension between culture generation and malicious deception. This is especially true when both activities lean on the same set of tools to achieve their goals. In a virtual world with shifting cultural norms and a constant injection of disruptive technologies, where do you draw the line between creativity and destruction? Think about this as you read the piece and view the related videos about a team of hackers who changed the news back in the 1990s.